back again so soon. I know, I've kind of got my mojo back a little bit, I think. Whatever mojo is. I don't know what mojo is, but whatever it is, I think we've got it back. So today, I thought I'd have a bit of a mental health day today. I'm just going to chill out. I've got a few bits and pieces to take to the post. So while I'm out, I thought I might call in at a video game shop that I've been to before. And this is Barry at, what's he calling himself now? Super Retro Video Games or something like that. He's calling himself now. I've known Barry for quite a few years now. He's always done me great deals. I've got a bit of stuff I need to trade in to go towards other things. So yeah, let's go up and see Barry in Sheffield. And he's moved location as well now. He's at a new store, so it'll be the first time I've been to this one. I've already okayed a bit of footage with him, so he says, yeah, you can come up and film if you like. Bring some stuff to trade, and I might take a little bit of cash as well, because, you know, I don't want to just rock up, give in all my old shit, take yeah, some good stuff in exchange. So yeah, I like to, as long as there's a little bit in it for him and a little bit in it for me, we will strike a rapport. And some of this stuff's come out the loft actually. This is, and I just want to show you this very quickly. I was going to do a bit of tinkering here. You can see the pile of Xboxes behind you there. So got a bit of a plan for them, as I might have mentioned in that last video. So two of those will get set back to factory and get weighed into CEX, and one, if I can get it working, I want to keep that as a kind of a player system, but it's also got a 1 terabyte hard drive in it, so I have got a new power supply to put in it. I think the PSU's knacked, so I was going to have a bit of a play around with that, and other things are happening as well with the Game Boy stuff. So I showed you that Game Boy Advance SP. Now I was making Game Boy macros as well, which is basically a Game Boy Advance a player, and you get a DS Lite, you take the top screen off. What a lot of people do is they sort of just leave the holes where the screen was and stuff like that, and I don't like that. It's untidy. Now at one point I was manufacturing my own front panels. I'd got a mold, I'd taken an impression off a Boxy Pixel item, and I've got another one of those coming in the post, an aluminium anodized faceplate. So basically it's a faceplate like this. Now this is 3D printed. That was off eBay. So that would replace the screen surround for the bottom of the DS. But basically it takes away the DS functionality. It just leaves you the Game Boy Advance cart port on the bottom. And that's quite nice. It's almost like a mini DS, mini Game Boy Advance player, and obviously the lights are not that thick, so it ends up being quite ergonomic and quite easy to carry around and stuff like that. Now that's a 3D printed one, which is still a bit flexible. It's a little bit like what I used to make. I used to mold my own in resin, in plastic resin, and they were very hit and miss, air traps and stuff like that. And we've got a 3D printer at work now. So when the aluminium one comes from Boxy Pixel, I might just challenge our CAD engineer to, in fact that's split there, look already. It's got a split in it already. So I'll be contacting him. That was 10 quid I think. I think it was 12 quid all in. So I'm going to contact him and say, that's got a split in it, I want another one. And what I was going to do with this was paint it basically and see how we went with it. Or I might just ask for my money back. I don't think it's fit for purpose. I might send that back. So yeah, I expect it to be a little sturdier than that, and it's not. So I think I'm going to send that back. But anyway, so stuff going off with my Game Boys and things like that. I like the tinkering. I like to tinker. It keeps me busy. You know, it's important that I stay busy in life. And while I was in the loft as well, I've dug out. This is a real relic, and it's absolutely filthy. I am guilty of not looking after this at all, and it is probably the only toy or gaming related thing I had back in the day. I've not Googled any of this, so you'll have to go and tell me what year this was, unless it's got it printed on it. but this is early 80s when I got this. And it's Grandstand Scramble. Now, that's been in the loft for a long time, just in a box, hence it's all dusty and grubby. Now, the Retro Repair Bear, because I put a picture of this up on Instagram, said that the scrambles always suffer with the silver coming off around the screen for some reason. Now, I had this, and my mate had Astro Wars, and I always wanted Astro Wars. You never know, Barry might have an Astro Wars. I might come back with an Astro Wars as well to make this set complete. So Scramble and Astro Wars, probably the first sort of video games with a joystick and a fire button and all that stuff that I had back in the day. I had Game & Watchers, and I had other LCD type games. But I think that was maybe my first one, or maybe my second one. And it was either birthday or Christmas present. I haven't got the box, unfortunately. Last time I had a play with it, it worked. I do believe we can put a power adapter in the side there. I'd have to be careful and find out what there is. But it just needs cleaning up. There's a little bit of corrosion inside the battery box, but I can whip them out and clean that up with isopropyl, no problem at all. And it just needs a general clean and a bit of a polish, you know, get some plastic polish on it and get a bit of a clean. If I can find a decent match to this chrome, I might even touch that back in. If I can sort of cover up the grandstand bit and the scramble bit and then repaint around it, redo the silver, or should I just leave it alone and you know, it just be as it is, as a relic? But like, yeah, it's nice to see that again. It reminds me of a time when things were very, very simple. Yeah. Anyway, that's not getting traded. I'm not taking that up to Bazza, but we'll hit the road and yeah, we'll get up there and see what he's got. And hello, and welcome back from Barry's. Now it's about 2 weeks later now. This camera's so close to me, it's really distracting. I'm going to move you back a little bit because I can't focus on you. So what happened? What happened at Barry's? Well, while I was there, I was looking around his stuff and I'd taken a few bits into trade, as I said. And at the time I was kind of on a bit of an Xbox tip. I'd got 3 systems out. I was kind of modifying one's still over there to be recapped. And yeah, having a good look around Barry's shop there. And great shop, Barry's. Barry's one of the good guys. He's previously a collector and now kind of runs his business, runs a shop. But he's a very real world sort of trader, if you know what I mean. A very real world shop owner, basically. He always does you a good deal. I took him some Super Famicom or Super Nintendo, so US Super Nintendo, but they're all sports titles. Nothing that would bring you anything really of any value. And I knew that, when I took them. And he did say, bring what you want. But I'd got those. I'd got a couple of loose cartridges. I think I'd got, what was it, Barry? It was like a loose Street Fighter 2 Super Famicom cartridge and a loose Mega Drive cartridge. I think it was DJ Boy. And sort of doing the walk around there. Right at the very end there, you'll see the clip is where I've got my stuff on the counter and we're kind of doing the do. And it gave me what I would consider. Well, I went with the figure in my head what they would probably be worth to him, and that's what he offered me. So we're proper on the same page. So cheers, Barry. Thanks for that. But while I was there, looking around his shop, I was thinking, well, what can I kind of like get for this trading, And I'd been thinking about this for a while. The Xbox, the original Xbox, and there's two down here. There's a standard and a modified one. Or is that the modified and standard? I've got a bit of a soft spot for the Xbox because it was the game was Halo that got me back into gaming after PlayStation. Believe it or not, I didn't have a system after the original PlayStation until the Xbox came out, and just remember Halo blowing me away, being really impressed by it. It's the first sort of third-person shooter that I'd played to any great extent. I played Doom, on the PlayStation, but this was like another level and really drew me into the storyline and all the rest of it. And I don't know, it was just really. I was Xbox, and after that Xbox 360, but I never went PS3. I didn't have PS2, as I say. I have had PS2, and I've still got PS2 over here. In fact, there's another system coming, which is going to satisfy the PS2 and the PS1 multi-region, and be all whistles and bells. And that's coming in from Beeps. I'll show that when it gets here. He's just posted it today. But that's my PlayStation 1, 2 and 3 HDMI solution. But yeah, while I was there, I noticed quite a few original Xbox games. And although I have had an Xbox original collection in the past, I didn't really give it, any sort of due, really. I didn't play it. I was just collecting them because they were cheap. And yeah, I didn't really put any time into it. And I think, as I say, as I've spent time with PS2 there, and the other systems that I've not really had or played much, I sort of kind of started thinking about Xbox and thinking, well, there was a hell of a lot on Xbox that I didn't experience because, I just played Halo and Halo 2. That's it, really. A little bit of a dalliance with Oddworld, Munch's Odyssey, and some of the launch games. So Sega GT and Jet Set Radio Future, which were launch titles. But after that, I didn't really play anything. So looking at what was around in the shop, I just kind of got this wave of nostalgia and thought, yeah, a kind of an Xbox only collection would be very doable. I googled it, and there's 108 games, if my research has been correct. 108 Xbox only games. And who knows after that. I'm not suggesting for a second that I might go for a full set, because as you know, I probably won't stick with it and all the rest of it, so I'm not gonna, but we'll just see where it goes. But I just thought, you know what, OG Xbox, baby, OG Xbox. So I've kind of bought this little corner set up. I've got the Billy bookcases and mounted a screen. In the fucking time and effort I've put into mounting that screen there, you would not believe. It fucking took me all day today to do this. So this is where the Gallagher cabinet was, and I've put this sort of corner unit in, but the standard corner unit wouldn't fit, so I've kind of got a 400 wide Billy bookcase and an 800 wide and sort of put them here. The only thing I'm going to do is put a sound bar in here because Jesus damn, the sound off that 30-inch LED is rubbish. So we need to fatten that sound up. So there may be a sound bar going in here, just underneath the set there above the Xboxes. One today, a modified and a standard Xbox. I got 3, so you know. The idea was to trade one in, as I said at the beginning of this video, and I still may do that. If I can get this one over here, I'm still doing a recap on it, or still to do the recap on it. I've not recapped it yet. But if I can get that one working, I may very well... I've got one here, this one on this side, standard, and it's never been looked at inside and stuff, so I think I could trade that into CEX, get 40 quid for that. So, you know, there is already a bit of CEX credit floating around, so maybe put that towards some more games. But I want 2 systems. I want a modified and a standard. I'll do the clock capacitors on both of them, so please don't all say in the comments, it's going to blow up, have you done your clock capacitors? Because I will have done those. Had a good few of those already. Are you enjoying your bank holiday? Are you? I am. So yeah, done the clock capacitors. That's something that I'm aware of. But yeah, so like I say, I've got a crystal system on its way, and I have an idea. I did have the crystal green system, not the Halo edition, but the green system, and it wasn't a debug kit. And I sold that to Scott, Glory Hunter. Hello Scott, if you're still out there. A good few years ago now. Should have kept that really, but I know I think Kevin Wolford was modifying Xboxes at one point, and that's what I intend to do. I'm going to get this crystal and I'm going to spray it up green, so basically painting the inside of it. I've got some of my Tamiya acrylic paints. Sorry, acrylic paints for the Lexan, so I'm thinking that they'll adhere to the inside of the shell well. We'll see. I literally, this system, I don't know if it works or not. I just want the shell, but it looks like a decent crystal shell, and I'm going to do a little bit of colouring with it, and we'll see if we can get me a custom painted shell. And yeah, we're going to put the modified one into that. This modified Xbox works okay. The disk drive's reading discs, but it may need a new rubber band in it because it's kind of pushing out and pulling back in here and there the drawer where it wants to. It's just a thing. It's a thing with Xboxes. They kind of, you know, they have a couple of issues. They're pretty bulletproof. I mean, it's one hell of a brick of a system. I've had to cut out half the back of this this Billy bookcase here just to get the cableage in, but we're going through component there. So dug this screen out of the loft, and it's got component connection on the back of it, so straight away got the component cables in, and I think that looks pretty nice. Gun Griffin running there, which I asked Ben to burn me. This is a Moody disc, don't own this game. But I thought it was Gun Valkyrie that I was asking him for, but I asked him for Gun Griffin, which is what I've got. It's not the game I thought it was. So Gun Valkyrie is going for a good sort of 35-40 quid on eBay. It's not an Xbox only. I believe that it was also on the Dreamcast. So it's not an Xbox only game, but that's what I want to focus on here. I've been looking at bundles. I've got another bundle coming in the post. There's some definite missing games here from this first batch I bought from Barry. He did have one or two other Xbox exclusive games in there, but these were the ones that I grabbed. And I've also got my first bundle here. Bundles is the way to go on eBay, definitely. I missed out on a bundle last night because I was cheap. I should have... I'm basically bidding £2 a game when it's a bundle, and that's about the going rate. Now, Xbox games are getting listed at like £5-6 quid now, whereas they used to be like £1.50, so they are on the climb. Maybe I should have kept that. I think I'd got 250 at one point. Maybe I should have kept that, but like I said, the 108, that's quite doable. It's a sensible thing. They're pretty cheap at the minute, so yeah, it's nostalgic to me. Like I say, it's the system that, for this generation anyway, Dreamcast, GameCube and Xbox is the system that I had. And I think it's probably the system everybody had. I don't know. It was obviously Microsoft's first entry into the video game console market, and yeah, I think it's fair to say they took it by storm. A lot of people consider the Xbox versions are superior when it's across PS2 as well. But as I say, there's a hell of a lot here that I didn't play. So anyway, what did I get? So as I say, took those games into Barry. Had a look around his shop, had a good chinwag with him. If you're interested, get yourself down there. He's got a new shop. It's a little smaller than before, but there's certainly not smaller in the amount of stuff he's got in there. He's got something for everybody in there. You really ought to go and see him. Easier to park outside on this one as well, so parking's a little easier. And yeah, I'll put a little screenshot of his shop and stuff. It'll appear at the side of me or something like that. But yeah, go and see Barry. Tell him I sent you. And yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, is Barry. He'll do you a fair deal, is what I'd say you get from Barry. So went to the shelves. And although these have got price tags on the side of them, he even knocked me some money off as well. So I think I traded in for 35 quid and I spent 35 quid. So for 35 quid plus the stuff that, to be honest, was pretty worthless for me to sell anyway on eBay, I might have ended up with, you know, 10 quid more, if that, but then there's the postage and all the rest of it. So I'm happy, is what I'm saying. I'm happy with what I've got. So yeah, went down to the Xbox shelves. I thought, you know what, that'd be something to do, you know, something cool to do, and it's nostalgic to me. It means something. Why not? Why not? So yeah, we're going for Xbox exclusives. As I get bundles and stuff like that, because I really believe that's the way to go. I've got a bit of CEX credit as well. I'm going to try and spend that on the more expensive titles. Although I've got one or two in here that, you know, bring a little bit more money than your average Xbox game. I think it's well doable, you know, doable within the budget of certainly within the budget of the Gallagher cabinet that I've sold. So, you know, it's not really costing me anything, is it? I've just swapped one thing for the other, which I do. So looking through, absolutely no order here at all. I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games from Barry. Which is quite the haul, isn't it, when you think about it? And the first one, and I'm going to put my screen on here because I can't see what's going on. First one is Crimson Skies. So I did have this. This is one of the ones that I did have back in the day, and didn't play. There's a theme here. Most of these I didn't play. Now, what I intend to do is, with the bundles I'll be buying, if there are any classics or anything like that, what I'm going to do is swap out the cases, because there are a few cases. Yeah, I want the games to be in as decent a condition as possible. So this one, Crimson Skies, although it doesn't look bad on the front, some rippling on the plastic. It's a little bit rippled. 5 quid Barry had got this one up at. They're all complete, these as well, so complete with manual. I think there was one that I put back that didn't have manual with it, but that's the first one. And this is an Xbox Live game as well, which obviously we won't be going on. Although I do believe you can kind of still get on in one way or another. I'm sure they've sort of revived it. And this is a sort of an airplane shooter sort of type game. It was on my radar before. I did have this before, but never played it. So I am actually looking forward to playing this one, because it looks pretty good. High Road to Revenge, Crimson Skies. So yeah, I'm expecting sort of dogfighting and stuff like that, you know, but more of an arcadey experience, not necessarily a simulation as such. So that's that first one. Again, another one I had. Bit of a really nice condition, this one actually. I'll not have to do a case swap on this. And it was literally 2 quid. It's only 2 quid. I ought to be taking these stickers off as I'm doing this, don't I? And Barry's put the nice easy peel stickers on. So yeah, just 2 quid on this one, which is what I'm wanting to pay. If I can get them for around that, then fine. As I say, I'm not wanting to spend a hell of a lot more. Quantum Redshift, and I believe I'm thinking this is going to be like a Wipeout clone. Bit of a Wipeout game. That's what it looks like to me. Again, as I say, didn't play it. 21st Century Racing, but yeah, it's going to be a Wipeout clone, isn't it? And actually, Barry did me a real favour on these as well. That's never seen a thumb, that manual. Really nice and clean. And it's got the rest of the bon voyage with it as well. It's got the poster for the other games available, and the extra bump as well. So yeah, nice and complete. That really nice condition. Like I say, that manual, not seen no thumbage, that mate. And yeah, so once I'd bought all these, he said, "Oh, I'll just do a quick disc clean for you." So I actually cleaned all the discs as well. So yeah, looking after you there, Barry. Let's see if I get the glare off it. You don't want to be able to see it otherwise, are you? Another cheapo. Actually, it says 15 quid on this. 15 quid? Can't be. I must have swapped this out. I think I swapped this out with the next one, which is £1, yeah. So, yeah, I didn't pay 15 quid for this before you balk at me. It's Top Spin, which is a tennis game. Yeah. 15 quid for Top Spin? You've been had, you've been took. And again, really nice manual. No extra bumpage there, but yeah, nice manual. Really nice condition. Never seen a thumb. And as I say, Barry polished me the disc. So that had got £1 on it, that, so a quid. They're the ones we like, quid. So this next one, I think this was the £15. And I've swapped the case over, as I say, because it says £1 on there now. And you wouldn't get this for £1. It's Outrun 2. So that's one of the more pricier games. But he got it there, as I say, it's in really nice complete condition. Again, this one's got everything with it. So it's got a 2-month free trial for Xbox Live and the bump, and the manual that's really nice and crispy. No thumbage had. So as I say, Outrun 2, one of the games that brings quite a lot of money for the Xbox. It's one of the ones, but yeah, I played that in the arcade. In fact, I remember playing that at the Namco arcade in Manchester when we went for Play Manchester that year. It was fucking awesome. Another one that's not necessarily my cup of tea, but I'm going to try and get into these because there's quite a few of these on the Xbox. The one thing about the Xbox was, with it being Microsoft, they kind of went down the games that you would probably play on PC more, I believe. Although we've got some arcade stuff here and, you know, some fun stuff. There was quite a few games that you would, you know, more than likely play on a PC. So lots of RPGs, that sort of thing. Now, the only action RPG I ever played back in the day was Zelda. I've never really got into JRPGs. And I don't know if this is of that ilk. I suspect it might be. But it's Fable anyway, and everyone knows Fable, don't they? Apart from me, I've never played Fable. So there's Fable. And I know it's well respected. It's one of those games that's as I say, got a good reputation. We've got manual in here, but no other bump. But again, manual in really nice crispy condition. We like that, don't we? Now, I think that one is one of the ones. I think that's... I was looking at the spines the other day, looking at the sides of these. And I think someone slipped in. Yeah, it's one of the other games that I'm about to show you. Someone slipped one of these into an Xbox 360 case because the plastic on an Xbox 360 case is a slightly lighter green. So, just a power nerd moment there. But, yeah, you can spot it when it's been case swapped. Again, another one that brings quite a bit of money. This has got a sale sticker on it at £10. So I think the last time I bought this actually wasn't far off this price. And again, I did have this back in the day. This was in the collection, but I didn't play it. Again, what am I like? I'm definitely going to have Xbox evenings here where I'm going to play these games. But again, it's an exclusive and it's grabbed by the ghoulies. Ooh, ouch. Grabbed by the ghoulies. Now, looking at this one, I would say action adventure. Not sure if it looks like there's a bit of attacking going on, but it's not a hack and a slash, I wouldn't have thought. Made in Germany, this one says. Too far from it. It's English on the back, and it's PAL, so it's the PAL game. Again, lots of extra shit in here with this one. It's got the Play More booklet with it. Screen's gone off again. I'm going to have to reset this so it stays on for longer. But it's got extra bon voyage in there. And again, manual. Look at that. Crisp and clean. Fantastic stuff. But yeah, again, from the creators of Donkey Kong Country and Banjo-Kazooie. So, must be rare, is it? Yes, rareware. I don't know what I'm talking about. So yeah, looking forward to playing that because it's, as I say, got some heritage, that, hasn't it? Defo. Next one, cheapo one, £3 this one. Again, not a case swap. This is in pretty nice condition. In fact, it's in very nice condition. Xbox only, and I think I had this again in the 250 that I had. Again, we've got some bump in here. We've got a coming soon thing, and a Sony Ericsson pamphlet, and all sorts of shit going on in here. And it's Deus Ex Invisible War. Is it Invisible War? Invisible, yeah, I thought it said Invincible then for a second. Invisible War. Never played a Deus Ex game. And there it is, fully complete. As I say, really nice condition. Only £3 for that. I think pound for pound, I think the Xbox, the original Xbox, it's got to have some real hours in it for you, hasn't it? Pound for pound, come on. Now this one, a little bit fruitier at a £5. As I say, although these are priced and stickered up, Barry did knock me some more money off this. And again, really nice condition case. Nothing to do on that one. And it is Ninja Gaiden. Played Ninja Gaiden games in the past, always enjoyed them, and I'm expecting more of the same from this. Oh, it's even got a receipt in it. Let's see what the last person paid. Should we see what the last person paid? Or this may actually be my receipt from Barry. No, it's my receipt. It's my receipt for the trade-ins and stuff. So that's from Barry. This looks like it was a. Is that a CX or is that a? I think that's a cash converter sticker. It may be, but we'll try and get off that manual because the manual itself actually is really nice. So we'll try and get that sticker off it. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden, as I say, not a lot to say about those. It's Xbox only, that one. So I'm expecting, you know, hack and slash platform sort of shenanigans. Looks really cool. Never played it. Which is going to be a theme with this. So as I say, I had an Xbox back in the day, had games for it, only ever played Jet Set Radio Future, Sega GT, Halo 1 and 2. I know. And there's so much on it. Oh, and these two as well, which I'm going to show next. So, in fact, no, I'm not going to show those next, or am I? No, because they're in a separate bundle. They were in the different bundles. So we'll stick with Baz's. We'll stick with Baz's games. We'll do them bundles later on. Now this one, I do need to do a little bit of work with the case. I think it's pretty much just going to be removing this sticker that's on the front. I'm not going to touch the screen anymore, bollocks. It's gone off again. But this has got £7 on it, so a bit of a mid game. And again, did have this, never played it, and it's Razor's Hell. So I'm predicting this is going to be a bit of a action platform game with some weird and wonderful characters in it. Again, we've got the manual, we've got the disc, which Barry very kindly polished for me. But yeah, Razor's Hell. Again, Xbox only. Bit of a sticker on the front of that one. But I'm sure I'll be able to get that off with Goo Gone or something else. They're callous, they're despicable, and they're really cute. So yeah, Razor's Hell. Next one, again, as previously mentioned, Munch's Odyssey. Did have this, and I did actually put a bit of effort into this one as well. That's up at a £5. But there's nothing to do with this case, don't need to swap it out or anything. It's in really nice condition, and I had this one, definitely had this. As I say, I played through probably half of this, I would say, but you know, Halo was just taking up all my time. It was just taking up all my time. But this obviously follows on from the Abe's Odyssey games or Oddworld on the PlayStation, but I do remember that there's some really good moments in this. Munch is in his sort of wheelchair, so it's really comedy moments where he's like scooting along on his little wheelchair, and I believe he comes out with it and hops along. He's kind of got one leg, hasn't he? He's got one leg as Munch. But you need Abe, and they sort of, you work together. It's like a collab thing, and you work together to access different areas. But it was only on Xbox, that, and I think that's one of the better Odyssey games, in my opinion. One of the better Odyssey games. This one is £2, so I just chucked it in. It could be a potential case swap, but it is Xbox only, so you know it stays. And it's Unreal Championship. massive, obviously online sort of experience. This thing, I don't play online because I don't want like 4-year-olds kicking me arse. But this, obviously, it's, you know, it's a Doom clone. It's one of those. It's, you know, it's a Quake clone, isn't it? Unreal Champion shit. But never played it. As I say, we may get into that. I'm not sure if there's like a if it's on online only, or if it's if there's a campaign or anything in it. Never played it, but you know, I do like that sort of game. But I won't play it online. Like I say, just won't do it. Again, another £2, and you can get this all day and twice on Sunday in this condition, really nice condition. And it's Brute Force again. It's another exclusive. In fact, I need to stop saying that, don't I? Because they're all exclusives. And this is from Electronic Games. Actually, there's another sticker on the back of it from Electronic Games. What was it there? What was it? Electronic. It was £1.99. So it's appreciated by a penny. Dangerous Alone, Deadly Together, and obviously this was an Xbox Live game as well. Download new content on Live for it. Oh, there's you could choker Daz and Donkeys on this. So we've got the manual, which again is, they're all super crispy, these manuals. What is it with Xbox? Did nobody ever read the manual? We've got a Play More, which is like obviously for the other games available. We've got the Ultimate Broadband Experience, Play Live Now, Xbox Live, Bumfage, and the sort of Rego thing as well. So yeah, it's don't know what it was with Xbox gamers, but they kind of kept their bumf, didn't they, with the rest of their stuff. So that's Brutal Force. Now this one, did I pick this one up? I think he'd got 2 copies of this and one. What did I put back? No, I know what I put back. I put back one of the games that I picked up here, yeah, because it didn't have a manual with it. But again, really nice condition. I would suspect that this is a bit of a Mario Kart sort of clone in the sort of guise of Crash Team Racing and that sort of thing. And it's Mad Dash Racing. So I'm assuming that that's going to be, as I say, racing sort of weird and wacky vehicles and stuff. Again, it's got everything in with it. In fact, that's been slid inside the manual, which we don't like. So yeah, another bit of bump there for iTrek. Win 1 of 4 pairs. What's that then? I'll show you that first. So yeah, it's all complete. But there's this sort of weird thing from Eidos. Oh, it's for a set of... This is your chance to get your hands on the latest multimedia development from Olympus iTech. It's a unique personal viewing experience with full stereo sound. These multimedia glasses, you can see films, video, or games. So it's like a VR thing. Was it a really early sort of VR thing? That's interesting, isn't it? Obviously sank and fucking died a death because I ain't got one and I never bought it either. So yeah. Anyway, Mad Dash Racing. A bit of a movie tie-in here. £4 on this one. I'm not sure whether that's good, bad, or ugly. But like I say, all these from Barry were. This is the last one, and they were all, I say, knock me extra money off. So you know, I did watch the first of these. This is Chronicles of Riddick. I'm surprised it's Xbox only, that actually, because I thought that was across multi-platform. Obviously not. We've just got the manual in there, but it's really nice. But yeah, I can remember watching, is it Pitch Black? The first sort of film where Riddick appeared, but I didn't watch any of the other Riddick movies. But yeah, I'm assuming this is going to sort of follow along the plot of some of the movies, or a combination of the movies, or whatever. Or it may just be a standalone game, I don't know. But yeah, Chronicles of Riddick, as I say, it was a cheapo one, £3. So grabbed it in there. So they're the ones I got from Barry. So cheers for that, Barry. As I say, it was a bit of a sort of come along and just have a look. I was having a bit of a mental health day there, so I wasn't really doing anything else. I thought, you know what, I've not been up to see him in a while. We'll go up and see what he's got. And like I say, while I was there, I had a light bulb moment. Light bulb! And yeah, we got those. Now this is my first bundle from eBay. So... and a little disc there to talk about at the end. As I say, I'm paying The going rate sort of for bundle looks like £2 a game. No matter what's in the bundle, they're sort of going for about that. So it's a bit of a gamble. You may end up with doubles and stuff, and I have already got a double here actually. God knows why I got 2 copies of it, but yeah. What I can do is use it as I say, it's a really good case on it actually, so I can use it for a swap out if I need to. And that game, and the first game I'll show you, and 2 copies of it, is Project Gotham Racing. Now, this really impressed me because I did have Metropolis Street Racer for the Dreamcast, and we'll just look at what these 2 copies are like. So this one has got full bump, so the disc and everything in there, and it's got the full bump with it, and manual, haven't seen a thumb. So this is really nice condition, this one. We'll have a look at the disc. Yeah, it looks like it's never been played actually, so that's like brand new. So yeah, Project Gotham Racing was the sort of predecessor on the Dreamcast, and I did play that. So when this came out, it was kind of more of the same, but better in my opinion. And yeah, I put a bit of time into Project Gotham Racing as well, really enjoyed it. But like I say, in the bundle there was 2. Let's just have a look at what the other one's like. The other one is not as complete, so just the manual and the disc in there. Let's have a look at the disc on this one. Is it been? Yeah, they're just as nice actually. So what I could do with that one is, as I say, it's a really nice case, so maybe keep that. You know, trading value I don't think is much on that at all, so you know, it's a really nice case on it, so I'll probably keep that for a case swap at some point. So that's Project Gotham Racing, and within the bundle obviously there is Project Gotham Racing 2 as well. I'm not sure if I actually had this. I'm not sure if I put any time into this. Again, this one's fully complete with all the bump, so that's great. So that's 2 really nice fully complete copies there of the Project Gotham Racing games. I may have had it and put a bit of time into it. Again, that's lovely and minty. I think, like I say, I've not seen any really snotty games yet. Now, whether that's because Barry had filtered through them all and chucked them all the horrible ones away, I don't know. But even in this bundle, all these games seem really nice condition. So obviously the sequel, we'll leave the Xbox Live sticker on that. I don't mind that at all. But yeah, bigger, better, faster, more. Really, with that. Now these, I do like a snowboarding game. I do like a snowboarding game, and these 2 were in the same bundle, and I think this is basically what drew me to it. I like the SSX games on PlayStation, so I'm hoping that these live up to, or at least are as good as, and it's the Amped series of games. So we've got Amped. This is just manual by the look of it. Yeah, just manual. Again, not a mark on the disc. Don't know if these have been polished as well. But we've got Amped Freestyle Snowboarding. So I'm hoping that, as I say, it's kind of in the same sort of vein. There'll be races, there'll be stuff where you can pull off stunts and stuff. 150 indie music tracks. And of course, to go along with that is Amped 2. So we're digging in quite, you know, this is not a bad sort of first, you know, for a first pickup video for it. And on that one, all we've got is the extra. There's no sort of poster or extra bits. But again, all these manuals have been super crisp. Is it that you don't really need to read manuals on Xbox games? So they just get left in there, never looked at. Now this is, I think that is an Xbox 360 sleeve. So that might be one that I can swap. In fact, we're going to swap out that second copy of Project Gotham Racing. Not that one, the other one. We'll do a swap around on them cases, and it will be the correct green. Power nerd stuff. And the last one here is a game that I picked up in Barry's, but it had not got manual with it, so I put it back. And it's the first of the Blinks the Time Sweeper games. Platform action, obviously character driven. We've got a sort of a bit of a mascot here, haven't we, for the Xbox in Blinks. And he's a cat, and you know what I'm like. I'm all about that. So yeah, and it's fully complete. Again, in really nice condition. Smell a bit smoky. No, it doesn't. It's just paper. It's just old paper. Bit of ink on there on the face of that. If I can't get off that, I'll swap that one out for that ant. But by the look of it, it's just marker pen and it's on the top, so I should just be able to get that off. So yeah, the first of the Blinks games. So obviously looking for the sequel as well. Now the last thing I've got, and it's not an official release. Now this is to help me reset my modded, soft modded Xboxes back to standard. And Darl asked me actually, he said, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to change your modified system back to standard? So the reason I've got a modified system is if I do get some Japanese games, and I know there are maybe a couple, there's not a lot of Japanese exclusives that you'd want to get. But if I do come across them, or if I get into a situation where there's, you know, an Xbox game that's ridiculous money and I don't want to pay, I can still play gold discs and I can play copy discs on them. So that's the idea of having a modified and a standard system. But this is a program called Hex EN 2021, and it's basically the engineer's disc. It's the Microsoft engineer's disc. So you put this in and you can basically soft mod it, or you can unsoft mod it, and this will just help you put it back to standard settings and stuff like that. So that's what I've got that for. So if I do a trade in, as I say, I'm not so sure I'm going to do that now though. I might just keep it as a spare. I might just, if I can get that third Xbox working, I think I might keep it as a spare anyway. As I say, at the minute CEX are offering 40 quid for a system and a controller. If the crystal one that's coming works, then what I'll do is I'll trade that one in, I think, that I'm repairing, and then I'll make the crystal one into the modified system. So, you know, I can do a trade in but still have two systems. That's the way I look at it anyway. That's how we're going. So yeah, we're all up to date. That's it. As I say, new collection started. Next videos are going to be the Shrine videos. I know that one or two of you have asked for those. Have asked for the Shrine video, so that's going to be coming. I'm not sure when they're going to go up. This is up for bank holiday, but I've got shit tons of decorating to do, so I'm going to be, you know, breaking my back on that. And I also want to put a bit of time into this stuff as well, just to have a little bit of play with it. So yeah, that's where we're at. Hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're enjoying your bank holiday. Don't eat too much chocolate, and drink way too much is my advice. And yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye now.